हरे कृष्ण।
प्रभु जी निकलने वाले नेक्स्ट टाइम तो
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी,
राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी,
कुंज बिहारी।
गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी,
गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरवरधारी।
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी,
जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरवरधारी।
जय यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन,
नंदन ब्रज जन रंजन।
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन,
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन।
यमुना तीरावनचारी,
यमुना तीरावनचारी।
यमुना तीरावनचारी,
यमुना तीरावनचारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी,
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी,
गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरवरधारी।
जय यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन,
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन।
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन,
यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन।
यमुना तीरावनचारी,
यमुना तीरावनचारी।
यमुना तीरावनचारी,
यमुना तीरावनचारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी,
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी,
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी,
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे,
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे,
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे,
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe.
Radha Gopinath, Radha Gopinath, Radhe.
Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai.
Jai Gauranitai, 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 Jai Gauranitai.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. जय कलयुग पावन हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणि निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणि। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, welcome everyone to our weekly Bhagwat Gita class. Thank you for taking out your precious time and coming to attend this Gita class. We are continuing our discussion from Bhagavad Gita as it is. We are on chapter 6, which is entitled Dhyana Yoga. In this chapter so far we have heard Krishna describing various concepts of Ashtanga Yoga. What a yogi should do, what he should not do. He describes the various limbs of Ashtanga Yoga: Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dhyana, Dharan and Samadhi. Not technically he is speaking all these things, but he points to all these things in these verses. The purpose of all this Ashtanga Yoga practices is to ultimately see the Lord who is within the heart. That is Dhyana. On whom to meditate. Just like some people say, oh, meditate on anything. Any meditation is okay. You meditate on a candle also, or you meditate on the impersonal form. Meditation on the form of the Lord is actually mentioned in scriptures. No other meditation is bona fide. So Krishna describes in detail about what to meditate, on whom to meditate, and in these verses we are discussing, Krishna is describing a yogi after attaining various things after practicing various things to make his mind peaceful, what he should ultimately meditate on. Krishna very clearly says, meditate on his form. He says, meditate on my form. The purpose of all our spiritual practices is to ultimately meditate and remember Krishna. Ante Narayana Smritihi. Whatever we are doing in our spiritual practices, we should be aware of what is our goal. What do we want in life? Coming every week, sitting for 1.5 hours, maybe 2 hours sometimes. Why are we spending so much of time? Some people are coming from far, traveling 1.5 hours, 2 hours also. Why? We should know the purpose why. Otherwise, पता नहीं मैं भी वही सोच रहा हूँ. Why I'm traveling? Why I'm doing all the hard work to come here? Why should be very clear. It is described in scriptures. Ante Narayana Smriti. At the end of your life, or not just end of your life, always we should remember Narayana or Krishna. That's the purpose. Whatever we are reading in scriptures, the ultimate result and goal of all that is to remember Krishna always. Smartavya satatam Vishno vismartavyo na jatuchit sarve vidhi nishedhasyur etayoreva kinkaraha. Always remember Krishna, never forget him. The same thing is described in a different way. Smartavya satatam vismartavyo na. Why same thing is spoken twice in different ways? एक बार बोल देते ना. Because scriptures know our mentality. एक बार बोलने से नहीं सुनेंगे लोग. People will find some options. कुछ तो और होगा. ठीक है, कृष्ण के अलावा और कुछ? No. Always remember Krishna and never forget him. Always chant the names of only Krishna. Kalau nasti, nasti, nasti. We have heard this many times. Harer Nam, Harer Nam, Harer Nam. Eva, Kevalam. 5 times. Nasti, nasti, nasti. 8 times same thing is repeated to emphasize. When we repeat something, that is for emphasis. Nothing else will help us. Whatever we may do, whatever we may think, but this is the only thing which helps. It is described, a devotee never likes to be in a place where the glorification of the Lord is not happening, where the association of like-minded spiritual people are not there, where festivals and the glorification of the Lord are not happening, even if it is heaven. Swarga, very attractive word, Swarga. स्वर्ग जाना है? स्वर्ग नहीं जाना है ना. 3 साल के बाद कोई बोलेगा स्वर्ग जाना है तो मुझे डाउट हो जाएगा. We don't want to go to Swarga. न यत्र वैकुंठ कथा सुधापगा न साधवो भागवतास्तदाश्रया न यत्र यज्ञेश मखा महोत्सवा सुरेश लोकोऽपि न वैश सेव्यताम् Okay, we can go to Swarga if these three things are there. If devotees are there, if glorification of the Lord is happening, and if Krishna Katha is happening, festivals are happening. Okay, chalega, Swarga is also good. But unfortunately, in Swarga, it is so very difficult to do these things. Why it is difficult? Any guesses? Why in Swarga, Devtas, they are telling in one of the prayers in Bhagwatam, it is so very difficult to remember you, oh my Lord, here. Any guesses? Yes.
Overdoing of sense
Sense pleasure.
Over so many avenues of sense gratification are available, and the capacity is also there to enjoy. In this world, we may get the avenue in front of us. We may be having 10 rasgulla, but how much can we eat? And after certain years, एक भी डर लगता है. As I told earlier, till 30, health topics are boring. After 30, they are interesting. After 40, they are exciting. After 50, they are of concern. After 60, they are the only things you talk about. The capacity is less here. But Swarga में इतना सारा capacity है. The body is unlimitedly more powerful. The sense gratification can be done royally. तो कहाँ भगवान की याद आएगी? अतिशय इंद्रिय उत्सव, festival of the senses going on. So therefore this planet Earth, it is the best place. Kabhi khushi, it's a mixture, so that we don't get too much excited by the happiness. And if we are always suffering only, then where is the question of practicing bhakti? So कभी ये मिलता है, कभी ये मिलता है, थोड़ा दोनों है. So this is how this Kali Yuga, especially this Bharata Varsha, it is glorified in scriptures a lot. This Bhumandal is glorified in scriptures a lot. Even Devtas want to take birth in Bharata Varsha. You know that? It is described. Devtas, they are praying, oh my Lord, what is the use of having a long life in heaven? A short life on earth is better. Why? Because it is easy to remember the Lord and perfect the life. So that's what we are getting. Lots of opportunities is there available for everyone, but it depends on how much we can take it. Just like in a festival, Charnamrit is getting distributed, on the prasadam counter. And if somebody goes with a chalni, छलनी लेके जाएगा तो कितना मिलेगा उसको? छलनी means what? English में क्या? Sieve. How much he can take? कितना? थोड़ा सा तो मिलना चाहिए. Nothing. So we should be having a proper patra. Vessel should be good. What makes our vessel good? What makes our heart fertile ground? What makes it capable of receiving the grace? Any thoughts? ऊपर से कृपा आएगी तो कौन सा पात्र होना चाहिए? Okay, gratitude. Okay, yes. Honey, empty. Okay, right. खाली होना चाहिए. But the problem is our patra is not empty many times. हाँ जी. कभी कभी उल्टा घड़ा होता है ना, बोलते हैं उल्टे घड़े पे कितना भी पानी डाल क्या फर्क पड़ने वाला है. यस, डिवोशन. ओके, डिवोशन ठीक है. हाँ ठीक है. एनी अदर क्वालिटी नीडेड? ग्रैटिट्यूड. ओके. सेवा भाव. सरेंडर. जितना भी सुना है बोल दीजिए. ऑल राइट आंसर्स. In Krishna consciousness, there are no wrong answers, by the way. But I am looking for more perfect. In spirituality, I was just giving a class, Chaitanya Charitamrita. It is described, Krishna is perfect in some place, more perfect in other place, most perfect in some other place. In Vaikuntha, he is perfect. In Mathura, he is more perfect. In Vrindavan, he is most perfect. So all are perfect only. So there are no wrong answers. Yes. ठीक है, चलिए और हाँ जी, faith should be there. Okay,
Purity of heart.
ठीक है. I'm looking for that one quality.
Desire to that you are
You know, we have heard this verse many times. Trinad, we'll recite this verse. Trinadapi sunichena
नादपि सुनिचेन
tarorapi sahishnuna
करोरपि सहिष्णुना
amanina manadena
परमानिरमानतेन
kirtaniya sadahari.
कीर्तनीय सदा हरि.
This is one of the verse of Siksha Ashtakam. Siksha Ashtakam means the 8 verses of instructions. Siksha Ashtakam. थोड़ा difficult word है, pronounce करना भी मुश्किल है. We'll try. खुशी? हाँ? अरे बाप रे, इधर है. Okay, ठीक है. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is writing these 8 verses, in that he says this is, the crux of our devotional practices. This is the foundation. Trinadapi, one should be more humble than blade of grass. Humility is the fundamental principle which Krishna looks in his devotees. However great one may be, however powerful, wealthy, influential, when it comes to rendering service to the Lord, all these things should be kept aside. Krishna is looking for that one thing. Are you humble or not? If humility is not there, then Krishna's mercy is difficult to get. That patra should be humility. Otherwise, if holes are there, then the mercy will come and it will not stay. We have heard the story of the cobbler and the Brahmana.
हाँ, स्वर्ग में जा रहा था.
One time Narad Muni was moving around. He met a Brahman, very powerful, influential scholar. He said, Narad Muni, from where are you coming? He said, where are you going? Narad said, I am going to meet Lord Vishnu in Vaikuntha. Oh, can you please ask one question? He said, yes, please. When will I come to him? When will I go back to spiritual world Vaikuntha? He said, okay, I'll ask. Then after some time, he met a cobbler. Very poor, no knowledge, nothing, simple person. He said, oh, Narad Muni, where are you going? Very humbly he asked. Where are you going? Narad Muni said, I am going to Vaikuntha. Can you please ask one question on my behalf? When will I go back to him? He said, okay, I'll ask. So now Narad Muni reaches Vaikuntha. He asks, oh my Lord, I met these 2 devotees of yours. They have asked one question. When will they come back to you? So Lord says, this Brahmana, he will take 100 lifetimes. And this cobbler, he will come after this life. Narad Muni was shocked. What is this? This Brahmana was expert in chanting mantras. He is such a powerful personality. And this cobbler doesn't know anything. So Lord tells, okay, when you go and meet them, just ask this one question. Just tell this one thing. He said, आपको एक चीज मैं बोलने के लिए बताऊंगा. क्या बोलना है आपको? मैं वेट कर रहा हूँ आपके लिए. होल्ड ऑन. सो ओके, भगवान क्या बोलते हैं? व्हाट डू यू आस्क?
He is threading an elephant with the ear of the needle.
ये नहीं, आई.
Eye of the needle, sorry. Then the cobbler's reaction is
अरे बाप रे. होल्ड ऑन, उसके आगे मैं बोलता हूँ. I want to emphasize something. Wait. So Narad Muni said, okay, I'll ask this. I'll tell this. He says, Lord tells, if they ask you, how can I believe that you came from Vaikuntha? What was the Lord doing? He said, you tell them. Lord was threading elephant through the eye of a needle. So Narad Muni goes there and this Brahmana, he says, oh Narada, you came from Vaikuntha? He said, yes. Did you ask my question? He said, yes. So when I'm going back? God said 100 lifetimes. You didn't go to Vaikuntha, you are just making a show. I am such a great Brahmana, I am doing all my rituals properly, and you are telling me I'll take 100 lives. I don't even believe that you went to Lord. What was the Lord doing? He said, Lord was threading an elephant through the eye of a needle. He said, just see. How is this possible? He had a good laugh. You never went to Vaikuntha. Just get away. Just get lost. Narad Muni understood. Now I understood why Lord said 100 lifetimes. He went to that small cobbler. He said, oh Narad Muni, wonderful to get your darshan again. Did you ask my question? He said, yes. So what did the Lord say? He said, you are coming back to him after this life. He said, oh, Lord is so great. I am insignificant. I don't deserve. But Lord is so merciful. What was the Lord doing, O Narad Muni? He said, Lord was threading an elephant through the eye of a needle. Wow, my Lord is so wonderful. Narad Muni said, do you believe this? He said, of course I believe this. He was sitting under a banyan tree. He picked up one of the small fruits of the banyan tree and said, you see the seeds of this fruit? Such a small seed, and Krishna has put the entire banyan tree in the seed. What is difficult for the Lord? So that's when Narad Muni understood. Because he is humble enough. So all the knowledge is given to a person who is humble. Because if you want to receive something, you have to be at the lower end. That's why in the Vedic times, Vyasasana was always up, right? देखा होगा ना Vedic settings में Vyasasana up होता है. So that is the significance to tell that if you want to receive knowledge, okay, you have to be humble enough. It is not that just by sitting down and becomes humble. The mood should be humble. So this humility is very, very important in the path of Krishna consciousness. So whatever we are reading, that should make us humble enough to understand I am not able to do anything, at least I should try doing something. You should never think, मैं तो ना इतने अच्छे से practice कर रहा हूँ ना. Nobody is chanting like I am chanting. And I am doing such wonderful, reading of Bhagwat Gita also. Our practices should not make us proud, whoever we may be. Then this mercy will come. So Krishna is continuing his discussion. We'll continue with the 16th verse. Krishna describes, if a person, he described in the 13th, 14th verses, how a person should sit properly with his back erect, focusing on the tip of the nose, always peaceful, without any fear, meditating on the Lord. In this way, if somebody is meditating, then what will happen? Yunjannevam sadatmanam
Yunjannevam sadatmanam
yogi niyatamaanasaha
yogi niyatamanasa
shantim nirvana paramam
dantim nirvampama
vatsamstham adhigacchati.
vasamsara jigate.
Translation please. Somebody can read like that.
Thus, practicing constant control of the body, mind, and activities, the mystic transcendentalist, his mind regulated, attains to the kingdom of God or the abode of Krishna by cessation of material existence.
Yunjannevam, as mentioned above. Evam means as mentioned above. Yunjan, practicing like this. Sada. That is an important word. Sada. Always meditating like this. Not occasionally. Our spiritual practices should be consistent. It should not be an occasional appearance. चलो भाई अभी मन कर रहा है आज थोड़ा सा. Today I am feeling more spiritual. I should chant today. Whether you feel it or not, chant. Krishna doesn't care whether you feel or don't feel. Krishna cares whether you are doing that thing, whether you are practicing or not. Yunjan evam sada. So what to engage? Body, mind and soul. One has to control. Yogi niyatamanasa. His mind, his senses and his intelligence should be controlled, regulated. And by the practice of Ashtanga Yoga, what one should expect? क्या मिलेगा? That is described in the next line. Shantim nirvana paramam. The purpose of yoga is not to have a good healthy body. That is, emphasized and advertised in today's age. The purpose of yoga is not the healthy body. That is a byproduct of Ashtanga yoga. People have made that as the primary product of Ashtanga yoga nowadays. What is the result? Shantim nirvana paramam. This word is very common, nirvana. We have heard this word, nirvana. What is the common understanding of this word, nirvana? What type of moksha?
Blissful.
Generally this term nirvana is connected with merging in Brahman. But Krishna makes it very clear. What type of nirvana? Mat samstham adhigacchati. He doesn't merge in Brahman. He enters my abode. There are 2 chairs remaining if you want to sit on. So this is very, very important to understand. That this nirvana is not the impersonal way of merging in the Supreme Lord's Brahma Jyoti. Mat samstham adhigacchati. So Prabhupada writes, yoga practice is not meant for any kind of material facility. It is to enable the cessation of material existence. One who seeks an improvement in health or aspires after material perfection is no longer a yogi. If you want material health by practice of yoga, you are not yogi. Because yogi doesn't want all these things by material practices, by Ashtanga yoga. That is clear. Mat samstham adhigacchati. And he says, we all know the pranam mantra of Srila Prabhupada. We'll recite the pranam mantra once, because there are many words in that pranam mantra which we may not be aware of the meaning of that. We'll recite that, then we'll speak the explanation. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. So the meaning of this mantra is Namaha Om Vishnu Padaya. Vishnupad is a very, very respected word used for the spiritual master. Vishnupad means one who is always at the feet of Lord Vishnu. Krishna Prishtaya, one who is very, very dear to Krishna. And Srimate Bhakti Vedanta, then the name is mentioned. Then the second line is very important. What are the activities of Srila Prabhupada? What is the next line? Namaste
Saraswati.
It is not Saraswati Devi.
Saraswati.
So that is one thing we should always understand. It is not Saraswati Devi. It is not glorification of Saraswati. Who is this Saras? It is Saraswati Devi. Who is this Saraswati? He is the disciple of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. That's why he is addressed as Saraswati Devi, the disciple of Saraswati Devi, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. Namaste Saraswati Devi. And what is he doing? Gauravani Pracharini. He is spreading the words of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then the next 2 words are very important. Nirvishesha Shunyavad. Can anyone tell me the meaning of these 2 words? चलो एक का तो मालूम होगा, निर्विशेष. What is निर्विशेष?
Nothing special.
Okay, ठीक है, that is the literal meaning. But what is the understanding? What is the philosophy here mentioned by this?
God creation is not Shunya.
Nirvishesh means
Physical spirit.
the Mayavadis, they tell God has no Vishesh form. God is impersonal. निर्विशेषवादी बोलते हैं हमको. मायावादियों को क्या बोलते हैं? निर्विशेषवादी. They are impersonalists. They say what they say, simple terms is God has no form and we can become God. That is Nirvisheshavad. And what is Shunyavad? You know what is the theory of Buddhism?
Nothing exists.
Buddhists, their philosophy is, after this life, nothing exists. Everything ends in zero.
Zero.
शून्य में सब मिल जाते हैं. उनको बोलते हैं शून्यवाद. That is not the right philosophy. We always exist, right? After this life, what happens?
Next.
Can anyone tell me from Bhagwat Gita, 2nd chapter, one verse which refutes Mayavad theory? If somebody asks you, ये Mayavad, हम तो, because Mayavad is a very prominent philosophy in India. We should have at least one verse with us to tell कि ये मायावाद गलत है. Please stating कि इंडिया में ना मायावादियों ने कुछ तो बिगाड़ा है, इनका लगता है. They must have done something wrong to Swamiji. They didn't know what is Mayavad. Prabhupada started speaking Mayavad philosophy, ऐसा है वैसा है. Later they came to know what is Mayavad. So that's why Prabhupada's pranam mantra is Nirvishesha Shunyavad Paschatya Desha Tarin. He delivered the Western world from all these different philosophies. So Prabhupada writes about that voidism theory in this purport. That's why I explained this. We can never become God. You know, Saraswati Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he tells a story. He says if a boy develops a cataract and his relatives come and one relative says, one uncle comes and says, oh, his eye has developed cataract, remove the eyes. Another uncle says, Arey, this boy has developed cataract. What is the best way to solve this problem? Kill the boy. Third uncle will say, remove the cataract. So you may find, क्या है? कैसे कोई बोल सकता है ऐसा? Can anyone tell me what are these three personalities related to? One person says, remove the eye. Second person says, kill the boy. Third person says, remove the cataract. So what are these three types, three ways? The first way is the Mayavad. Oh, this problem क्या है? Eye is the problem, ना? आँख को ही निकाल दो. You know what the Mayavadis say? Sorry, it is little technical, but sometimes we should go technical also. थोड़ा तो कुछ समझना चाहिए. What is Mayavad? These Mayavadis say, you know, what is the problem in this world? Any form means attachment. If you are seeing a form, you get attached to a form. How many of us like gulab jamun? खा नहीं सकते वो बात अलग है, तो होगा ना. But if I keep in front of you maida and sugar and ghee, water, how many of us will be attracted to those things? Why we don't get attracted to those same ingredients which are used to make gulab jamun? Because the form is attractive. So these Mayavadis, they say any form in this world means attachment. You will get attached to this world. So destroy the form. Even the form of the Lord is difficult. We are not attracted to form. Impersonal. तो क्या करो, आँख को ही निकाल दो. That is Mayavad. Second, Shunyavad, what they say? You kill the boy. That means the problem is you have existence. That's why you have got cataract. Your existence is destroyed, then there is no question of cataract. Third is a devotee. What the devotee says? Deal the problem, Baba. Remove the cataract. Don't kill the child. Don't remove the eye. So that is very important to understand, you know. In this world, people, they are frustrated many times with relations. And that's why they feel, is sansar mein, any relation gives problem. I don't want to develop relation with God also. There will be a problem in developing relation with God also. I don't want to develop relation with God. But ultimately, by all our relationships, what do we expect? If by our friends, by relative, husband, wife, children, what do we expect when we have a relation with somebody? We expect love from them. We expect affection from them. That is what everybody wants in this world, love and affection. And if we develop that same affection to that personality who has never failed in reciprocating with anyone, that is Supreme Lord. He never fails in reciprocating with any of his devotees. So try to develop relation with that personality. Because people are just thinking about fulfilling the physical demands of the body. It is just like taking care of the car and not feeding the driver. We have heard this example many times. Just imagine a child whose parents, they give all the facilities. Good dress to wear, nice food to eat, all the gadgets, but they don't give the child love. What will happen to the child? Will he be happy? Everything is there, Baba. सब कुछ दे रहे हैं वो. But what is missing?
Love.
The child will become miserable. He can't develop properly. That is what is happening in this world nowadays. People are taking care of the bodily needs, but they are forgetting to have that love. Connect with the Supreme Lord, who is the source of ultimate love. That never gives satisfaction. In the 12th century, there was a great scholar. His name was Ramanujacharya. Some of you must have heard that name. The great Acharya of Sri Sampradaya. One of the first predecessors of Ramanujacharya was Parashara. When he was just a small boy, 5 years young boy, one time, one very powerful scholar came to Srirangam. This boy was staying in Srirangam. And this person was known to defeat all the scholars. Very powerful personality. Intelligent, scholarly. And he was riding on an elephant. And everybody was thinking, wow, he has come to Srirangam. He will defeat all the scholars here. And he'll become more powerful and arrogant. So this small 5 years old Parashar, he runs in front of this, personality who was sitting on the elephant. And he says, "Sir, I have a question for you." This person says, "You are still drinking your mother's milk. Get away from here." "Sir, if you are so scholarly, why are you seeing this body? Just answer my questions." He said, "I have defeated so many scholars. There is no question which I can't answer." So this small boy, you know what he did? He pushed his hand in the sand, in the earth, took one palmful of sand and said, "Can you tell me how many grains of sand is there in my hand now?" So this scholar, he was shocked. He was not expecting such type of question. He said, "Sir, all the knowledge a person has should make him humble. A tree which is laden with fruits bends down. If all your knowledge and education has not given you humility and good quality, what is the use of this knowledge?" The scholar became shocked. He came down off the elephant and he offered obeisances to Parashara and became his disciple. He made him as his guru. And that Parashar later became very powerful personality. So therefore, in all the worldly pursuits, worldly, things, they look good from a distance. But they don't fulfill the heart. Spirituality and material life look same externally. All the other people are also working and we are also working. We also have to work. All the devotees here, they also go and work whole day, maybe very hard. What is the difference? What is the difference between a devotee working and the materialist working? Is there any difference in the result?
Yeah. For pleasure of Krishna, devotees working.
Both should get the same result, right? Both should get attached. But the difference is,
Serve Krishna.
the devotee is working for the pleasure of the Lord. That's why he doesn't get attached to the results of the work. And the outside person, the materialist, he is working for his own enjoyment. Any of you have, seen a dried coconut? Anybody else of you have this experience? You shake the coconut and you see inside moving. कितने लोगों ने ऐसा experience किया? सबने? You know that inside coconut is like the devotee who is staying in this world but not attached to the world. He is not attached to the shell. He is living in this world but he is not attached to the world. Just like Krishna gives this example in the 5th chapter. Please take out 5th chapter, 11th verse. Krishna gives a very wonderful example. How a person, he lives in this world but he is not attached to the world. How does it start?
मनसा
कायेन मनसा बुद्धि नहीं सॉरी
11 कायेन मनसा
नहीं वो पद्मपत्रम इवाम्भसा is 10th, right? पद्मपत्रम इवाम्भसा
10th
10th. Okay, what is this? ब्रह्मण्याधाय कर्माणि संगम त्यक्त्वा करोति यः
तत्त्वं सर्वदा करोति
लिप्यते न स पापेन
लिप्यते पापेन
पद्मपत्रम इवाम्भसा.
बद्धपत्रं निवासा.
So a devotee, he lives like a water which is on the lotus leaf. In the water, not touched by water. So that's how a devotee lives this life. He is walking in this world, but he is not attached to the results of the work. And the result of such activity is Shantim Nirvana Paramam. He attains peace and cessation of material existence. You know this. What is the meaning? Anybody can give some thought to it. What it means to have cessation of material existence. Material existence ceases to exist for that person. How does it happen? See, ये थोड़े difficult words है ना.
उसके पास है आंसर.
बोलिए.
I don't know the correct answer, but I guess what you always say, we are not, although we are living in this world, we cease to care about the results because we are not attached.
Thank you. Thank you for not giving the right answer. Is any other thoughts? Okay, we cease to get affected. Okay, ठीक है. Right answer. There's no tension. Any other thoughts? Cessation of material existence, one meaning of that is one stops seeing the world from material vision. I have given this example earlier also. A young beautiful lady carrying grocery in one hand and balloon in other hand. She is walking on the road and 3 people are seeing that lady. A young man, a small boy and a dog. So what these 3 people will see?
Dog will see the groceries.
Dog will see the grocery. Child will see the balloon. Young man will see the girl. Same person, right? क्या देख रहे हैं? It depends on our consciousness. So when we say that, when Krishna is saying Shantim Nirvana Paramam, the material existence ceases to exist, means we don't see the world in terms of material reality. I don't see this object for myself. As it is said, we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. हम जैसे हैं, संसार को हम वैसा ही देखते हैं. Prabhupada gives a simple example. If somebody is wearing a red glass, the world will look red. So that's how it is. When we see the world with our material vision, oh, this is beautiful, I want it. Oh, this is very good, I want it. So I am looking the world for myself. Material existence ceases means I don't see the world for my own sense gratification. I see the world to use in God's service. स्थावर जंगम देखिए ना देखिए तारा मूर्ति सर्वत्र होए निज इष्ट देव स्फूर्ति. The advanced spiritualist doesn't see the world in terms of his own sense gratification. He is seeing everywhere Krishna. How to use everything in God's service. One time Srila Prabhupada, he was walking by with his disciples. It is in the Western world, in America. They pass by on a morning walk. Prabhupada passes by a big mansion. And Prabhupada tells the devotees, someday we should get such a big house for Krishna. And all the devotees said, Jai Prabhupada. After some time, a big car passes by. Prabhupada says, oh, we should have such big car for Krishna. And devotees said,
Jai Prabhupada.
Jai Prabhupada. After some time, there was a man walking with a big dog. And Prabhupada said, oh, someday we should have this big dog for Krishna. And everybody said,
Jai Prabhupada.
Prabhupada said, rascal, what are you doing a dog for? So, if we should not be blind in following. Prabhupada wanted to make this point. We should not be blind in our following. Use your intelligence. Just because I am saying anything, you will accept. Understand what can be used in Krishna's service, what cannot be used in Krishna's service. So Prabhupada, he would always emphasize, use everything in Krishna's service. One time Prabhupada was in Kumbh Mela. He had come with his American disciples first time. Then they got a place in Kumbh Mela, and all the Westerners, they were seeing big mahants. They are coming in elephants. They are sitting on the top of elephant, big procession. They came to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, we will also get elephant and you will also sit. You can also sit on the top of elephant. Prabhupada said, you can bring elephant. We will put Radha Krishna on top of the elephant and we will walk in front. So that is the difference between a devotee and a person who doesn't keep Krishna in center. In many other organizations, you will see the name of the founder more. You will hear. But when it comes to ISKCON, क्या सुनते हैं ISKCON के बारे में? What is the first word we hear? ये हरे कृष्णा वाला है. After many weeks or months, we understand कि अच्छा इनके founder आचार्य भी हैं कोई तो. That is the principle of humility Prabhupada always emphasized. Never keeping himself in front. Always back. Krishna should be in front. So that is the understanding. Shantim Nirvana Parama means I will not use anything for my pleasure. I'll give you another example to understand the various types of people in the world. Now, as you are listening the story, this example, please try to figure out whom we are referring to. There are 4 prisoners, and all of them, they were staying for 5 years in the prison. One day, the jailer thought, "Bechare अच्छे prisoner, we should release them." But he made a different plan. He gave them 4 ladders. He said, "You use this ladder and you can go out of this wall, and then you are free to do anything." The first prisoner, what he did, he used the ladder, climbed on it, jumped on the other side, and ran away, left. Second prisoner, he thought, it is so very cold here, and this is wooden ladder. So what I'll do is, he started cutting off the ladder and burning it to get some heat. Third person, he thought, oh, I will also cut the ladder, but I will give to others also. They are also suffering or cold. भला करेंगे दूसरों का. Fourth person, he had some grudges with another prisoner. He took that stick and started beating with that other person. So what are these 4 personalities? Not difficult, but okay, I'll tell. बोलिए.
पहला वाला prisoner is just that this one मौका मिलते ही भाग जाना है. 5 साल
He's a realized person.
Wonderful, thank you. Please give him a big hand. He is a realized devotee of the Lord. This world is a prison house. And if somebody gives a ladder, we have to use the ladder and get out of it. This chanting of the name of the Lord is a ladder. Get out of it. Use this. Who is the second person?
trying he cuts the ladder and thinking
For sense
that it
enjoyment.
is
He does it for
very cold.
sense enjoyment.
Wow, thank you. Please give big hand. It's such a chance of this. He is a person who tries to enjoy in this world. I will use the facility to enjoy this world. I'll not try to get out. Even if some facility is given, Baba, get out of this world. I'll use this to enjoy here. All the karma kand rituals in the Vedas, they are given ultimately to understand that, Arey Baba, get out of this world. I will worship Durga, I will worship Shiva so that I can enjoy here. Okay, thank you. Who is the third person who was distributing the ladder?
सब मजा करो.
He's the charitable person.
He is charitable philanthropist. He is looks very saintly, right? Those who are giving food, medicine, clothing, opening hospitals, good. Ultimately, what are they doing? They are wasting their opportunity to go out of this world. And the fourth person is? The fourth person are those people who are sinful. They try to, hurt others.
Envious person.
Envious people. So that's how we have to understand Shantim Nirvan. Thank you, Prabhu. अच्छा आंसर देते हैं. Thank you. Really impressed. So that's how Shantim Nirvan means stop this material existence by using the process of Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada writes, he says something about this yoga practices. Yeah. So he says basically, some people, they are just using this yoga practices for some word jugglery, and they show some magical feat. You have seen heard some of the people, they create some ashes and आप उनके पास जाएंगे तो they'll create something from their hands. सुना है ऐसा आप लोगों ने? There are people now also, they have that power, mystic power. That is not the purpose of yoga. There are various types of siddhis you can get by yoga practices. Prabhupada would tell, all these siddhis are like childish. They are all childish people. Why Prabhupada calls such people childish? इतना मेहनत करके सिद्धि मिल रही है और वो बोल रहे हैं they are childish. You know why Prabhupada calls childish? Because a child, when he sees other child doing something better, he says, मेरे को भी चाहिए. I also want to do. If one yogi is doing some asana which is very difficult, other things मुझे भी ऐसा करना है. What is the use of getting all the siddhis? Prabhupada tells a story. One time there was a yogi who returned from Himalayas after 3 years. And then he came and announced to all the villagers that I have acquired a siddhi of walking on the water. So everybody was surprised. Wow, sab log aaye, he was actually walking on the water. Another person said, what is this siddhi? 25 paise ka to siddhi hai tumhara. 25 paise, I have spent 3 years. I will pay 25 paise to the boatman. He will take me across the river. What is the use of your siddhi? So all these siddhis, people, they show these siddhis to attract the world. And I am also God. There is one siddhi called anima. Anima means you can become smaller than the smallest. You can disappear. You can become bigger than the biggest. Laghima. Another siddhis, you can get anything from anywhere in the world.
अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के
सुना है? हाँ, ये बोल रहे हैं अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता. सुना है? ये बोलते हैं ना हनुमान जी की आरती में. और 8 सिद्धियां कौन सी हैं?
अणिमा लधिमा
अनिमा, लघिमा, ईशिता, वशिता, प्राप्ति, कामावशायिता, पराकाम्य, ये सब सिद्धियां हैं. यू कैन कंट्रोल अदर्स माइंड बाय योर सिद्धि. सही है सिद्धि से. You can get anything from anywhere in the world. Prabhupada would tell that, when he was a small boy, his father took him to one very powerful saint and he closed his eyes and he extended his hand in the air and he brought a mango from Afghanistan. Afghanistan ka mango hai. There are people, There are saints and yogis in the Himalayas now also who have these powers. They can levitate. What is the use of all these siddhis? People, all these yogis, they show these siddhis because, wow, आप तो भगवान हैं, आप कुछ भी कर सकते हैं. What is the use of all this? These are all childish things. So therefore, the purpose of yoga practices is not to get siddhi. But siddhi मतलब मिलेगी तो लगता है अरे थोड़ी सिद्धि मिलेगी तो अच्छा होगा ना. Not needed. Because siddhis will make one feel, wow, I am so powerful. Of course, for us, सिद्धि से यहाँ पे अपना माला ऐसा करते करते हालत हो जाता है. We should understand all the yoga practices, all the practices of jnana, they are insignificant in compared to the chanting of the names of the Lord. Because chanting of the names of the Lord gives the highest. Shantim Nirvana Paramam. So Shanti Nirvana Parama means one develops peace and attains the Param Shantim Nirvana. That is liberation. Liberation means seeing the world from spiritual perspective. And it is easiest for a devotee practicing in Kali Yuga just by chanting the names of the Lord regularly, sincerely. It is okay to sit and hear. Sometimes it looks difficult to hear philosophy. थोड़ा स्टोरी सुनाएंगे तो अच्छा लगता है. But even if we can't understand the philosophy, no problem. The most important thing is chanting attentively. That is must. Purification of the mind will happen only by chanting. That is very, very important. And therefore Krishna says, Mat samstham adhigacchati. He attains my abode. Prabhupada emphasizes on the abode of the Lord. What is the Golok Vrindavan? What is Vaikuntha? Just like we are going to Vrindavan in February. Vrindavan, it is not just a place. It is a state of consciousness. What is my consciousness? That will decide my, the way of seeing the world. Srila Prabhupada, when he went to America, he transformed the Western people into wonderful spiritual practitioners. Why? Because he had in his heart Vrindavan. His heart was like Vrindavan because he was always thinking of the Lord. One of the great Ram Kathakars one time told that, your Swamiji, he was telling to one of our devotees many years back, your Swami Prabhupada, he is such a great personality. When I travel in the Western world, I carry a can of Gangajal with me. Whatever I eat, I put a drop of Gangajal in that. Even before taking bath, I put a drop of Gangajal in the water so that I may not get contaminated by the Western influences. But your Swamiji went alone with nothing, carrying only Bhagwatam. And he went in the Western world and he transformed the Western world, made them into pure devotees of the Lord. That is extraordinary. So that's the power of a great personality, great devotee of the Lord. He can make the entire world mat samstham adhigacchati. So that is what we are also trying to achieve, to make our heart Vrindavan, not affected by the things of the world, not affected by the glamour of the world. One time, the devotees, they brought one very influential personality, Miss Mexico, to meet with Srila Prabhupada as a PR activity. इसको devotee बनाएंगे तो बाकी लोग भी devotee बनेंगे. So this Miss Mexico, in her usual style, she was meeting everyone, not interested in spirituality at all. And she was meeting all the devotees. Devotees were showing her different places. And then she met Prabhupada. And she said, oh Swamiji, I like this temple. I like this place very much. And I'll come again. Prabhupada said, why will you come again? She was shocked. Why will you come again? Are you interested in chanting? She said, no. Do you like Krishna? She said, no. Then why will you come again? Do you know the purpose of life? No, Swamiji. Then sit down. She sat down there. Then Prabhupada gave half an hour lecture to this Miss Mexico. Then she said, thank you, Swamiji. Now I understood why I'll come again. Prabhupada was not affected by the externals. One time devotees, they brought Alfred Ford. Alfred Ford was the great grandson of Henry Ford. Henry Ford, you all know?
Ford company.
It's Ford company. So Alfred Ford, and if any big personality comes to meet some saint, naturally we'll give good reception, we'll speak nice words. So devotees, they introduce Prabhupada, he's Alfred Ford, great grandson of Henry Ford. And Prabhupada looked at him and said, so? You are the great grandson of Henry Ford? Where is he now? And he was surprised. What type of question is this? Nobody has asked such questions so far. Where is he now? And then Prabhupada explained, everybody in this world stay for some time and then they go away. Now where is your great grandfather? And then he explained the philosophy of soul. Later, Alfred Ford, he was telling that, I have met so many saintly people, but I have never met such a person like Swamiji, who is straightforwardly telling me what is right and wrong. And later he became disciple of Prabhupada.
Mayapur temple.
He is now Ambarish Prabhu, one of the very, very senior disciples of Prabhupada. He is contributing a lot. We went to Mayapur, some of us went to Mayapur. We saw the temple of Vedic Planetarium. Majority of the amount was donated by Ambarish Prabhu. So Prabhupada was never affected by the externals. That's the power of that is how a pure devotee is. Never affected by the externals of the world. We all get affected. We all get affected by the mood swings. We get affected by the problems. You know, any of us have experienced, somebody having sudden outburst of emotions. अभी तक तो ठीक ठाक थे, suddenly out of blue such a reaction over small thing. Why? Please take out second chapter, 70th verse. When the heart is like a puddle of water, anything else is added, any disturbance, and it overflows. But if the heart is like an ocean, any amount of problems, the mind becomes peaceful. 2.70 मिल गया? आपूर्यमाणम् अचला प्रतिष्ठम् समुद्रमापा प्रविशन्ति यद्वत् तद्वद् कामायं प्रविशन्ति सर्वे स शान्तिमाप्नोति न कामकामी. So Krishna is saying, this devotee who is, अभी भी याद है आप लोगों को ये कौन सा सेक्शन चल रहा है, किसके बारे में? स्थित प्रज्ञ. एक बार हर बार बोलते थे हम लोग स्थित प्रज्ञ. So this personality who is steady in his intelligence, his heart is like an ocean. Even if so many rivers of desires enter his heart never overflows. So by the practice of our spiritual path, by chanting regularly, connecting with the Lord, we get the capacity to handle our emotions. We don't get disturbed over small things of the world. Kuch bhi hoga, no problem. Krishna is in control. So that's how we have to understand these principles, and slowly we will also experience this mat samstham adhigacchati shantim nirvana paramam mat samstham. So I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Anybody has any questions? Yeah, just a minute. You can take the mic.
Prabhuji, in this shlok it is mentioned that the mystic yogi, he attains the kingdom of God, after attaining peace and cessation of material activities.
Yeah.
But the destination of mystic yogi is Paramatma, right? He wants to merge in Brahman. But why it is mentioned that he...
Brahman is also kingdom of God. It is not in the material world. But this kingdom of God, it is not the place where God lives. It is the place where only the light of the Lord is there. So technically that is also spiritual world, right? So that is the kingdom of God where these yogis they go. All the mystic yogis, they merge in Brahman because that is their desire. The devotee is not interested in that. So this mat samstham for a devotee is the spiritual world, not Brahman, not the light where nothing is there. The devotee wants to be with the Lord so that they can serve the Lord and enjoy that bliss. Serving the Lord is a very blissful experience. We are used to serving people of this world who don't reciprocate the way we want. That's why we don't want to serve them. And even if we serve with a grudge. Kyun seva? Why I have to serve? Why I have to serve my boss? But I have no option, so I am serving. But Krishna is the best master. He reciprocates more than we deserve. So that is a wonderful experience.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Any other questions?
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
a lot of mystic yogis who would be there in Himalayas, वो अपनी शक्तियाँ मतलब वो दिखाते नहीं होंगे या वो सिर्फ मतलब a lot of them are just doing their tapasya for themselves.
Correct.
तो उनका भी do they also go in in Brahman या वो भगवान के लोक में जाते हैं?
The mystic siddhis, they are the byproducts of Ashtanga Yoga. But the result of Ashtanga Yoga they want is Brahman only. The problem is, many of the mystic yogis, they get caught up with the siddhis. Because it gives name, fame, prestige. Prabhupada एक बहुत ही funny story बोलते हैं. There was one yogi living in the Himalayas. He would come down once a year. And all the villagers, they knew ये कब आने वाले हैं. That day was fixed when he would come down, and all the villagers would gather on the border of the village, and they would welcome him with nice garland and all the rose petals on the road. He would not speak a word. He would just come, give darshan and go back. Every year it was happening. One year he came down from Himalayas and saw nobody is there to greet him. He thought maybe